What's up, Pokemon fans? Today I wanted to take a trip down, well, lack of memory lane. AKA, I want to talk about some of the Pokemon I always forget about. Now, the reasoning for these is going to be a little bit lengthy, so strap in for a second here. I am someone who does a lot of content around Pokemon. I shiny hunt, wonder trade, and battle on Twitch. I make YouTube videos about Pokemon like shiny fixes and discussing sizes. I've also been playing the games since Generation 1 and collecting the Pokemon cards just as long. I see a lot of Pokemon every day, so naturally the ones I forget about are probably gonna differ quite a bit from someone who just plays the game casually. For example, let's take a look at Lumineon. Besides the fact that Finneon made a small comeback in Generation 7, a lot of people tend to forget that this Pokemon exists. But for me, it's the opposite. I've always remembered this Pokemon as the one that ruined many a Battle Maison run for me. Alright, without any further ado, let's talk about 10 Pokemon I always forget about. Baby Pokemon alert! 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 Baby Pokemon! Yes, I know baby Pokemon are such a cop-out, but why not include... Nope, I'm not gonna make that joke. But seriously, besides using Why Not's name as a joke, I forget about it totally. I don't battle in Little Cup, I don't particularly like Wobbuffet, and I haven't hunted this guy for my Shiny Living Dex yet. I can't remember seeing him in the anime, can't remember seeing him in any of my Generation playthroughs. However, he is joked about quite often, so I can't totally discredit him, so he's pretty low on the list. But I do forget that Why Not exists quite often. Qwilfish. Didn't I shiny hunt you? No? I swear I've seen someone chain fish for one. I just plain forgot about Qwilfish and its pre-evolution, Clauncher, that's its name. I think a lot of the reason I forget about him is, besides the fact that he's just kind of a generic Watermon, he's only found in Pokemon X. To get him in another game, you need to trade. I mean, okay, yes, you can find him in Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, but meh? I just totally forgot about this Pokemon and his pre-evolution. Which is strange, because usually I feel like I can remember one or the other. I rarely forget about both. I'm hoping Pokemon does something more with Qwilfish soon though, because the more I look at it, the more I really like his design. Now, when brainstorming for this video and trying to write down the Pokemon I always forget about, I happened to have my copy of Pokemon Black 2 in front of me, and I was trying to remember the Pokemon of my former rival Sharon. For some reason or another, I could remember his Watchog, but I couldn't remember what it evolved from, which was reason enough to put it on this list. How in the life of me I forgot an entire generation's generic rodent, I don't know, but I had to Google Watchog's pre-evolution. I don't even remember if I used Patra in any of my Generation 5 playthroughs. Sorry, little rodent, I just plain forgot you existed. Volcanion. But Nady, this is a legendary Pokemon. How are you gonna forget about a legendary Pokemon? Well, it's pretty simple. Besides when it was first released, I never really saw Volcanion. I remember him being drafted for the Hampshire Haunters when I was an assistant coach for the MPA, but I can't remember if we ever used him. I know he had a movie, and I'm pretty sure that I saw it, but I honestly can't remember it. On top of Volcanion having probably the ugliest shiny I've ever seen, I honestly just forget about him. In fact, the only reason I remembered him at all is because recently a very lovely viewer by the name of Saving Throw sent me a shiny Volcanion Pokemon card in the mail. Legendary should be super memorable, and this guy just flies so far under the radar for me. A middle stage evolution? What is this, Nady? How can you remember a baby form and a final evolution, but forget what comes in the middle? That's like making a sandwich and having the bread and forgetting to put anything in it. I think I can explain why though. First of all, I love Heracross. I used him on my WPE team when I was a coach, and I've done a lot of research on Tynamo for future video reasons. But Electric, I've just never really looked at him. I've never used any of this evolutionary line in a playthrough, and I've never shiny hunted any of them, so the only time I see Electric is when I'm trying to evolve it into Electros, which, at least back in Generation 6 when I used him the most, was super fast due to Pokemiles and having 999 rare candies. I never really had to have an Electric on my team very long. Sorry, little eel friend, but I kind of forgot you existed. I don't even remember what generation Mantine came out in, and that says a lot. It's the baby form of Mantine, who's everybody's new favorite surfing buddy, and, that's actually all I can say about Mantine without looking it up. I don't know anything about this Pokemon. I had totally forgot it existed before my friend May shiny hunted it, and got 2 of the shiny little buggers. It's not even that bad of a baby Pokemon either, it's just not memorable for me. Sorry Mantine, I forgot you existed. Okay, quick confession to make. While writing this list, I actually forgot about forgetting this Pokemon. Alright, let me try to explain. See, when I was writing down the information on Mantine, I was also thinking about Mantine and the first time I ever saw it, in Generation 2 while surfing. And I remember that there was always a fish attached to it. So I googled Mantine sprite, and what Pokemon did that little fish suddenly remind me of? Remoraid. I had actually forgotten that this fish existed. And can you blame me? It's got a very basic design. It's just another fish Pokemon. I can't remember seeing it in the anime, owning a Pokemon card of it, and, well, as far as its evolutionary line, how in the HE double hockey sticks does this tiny fish evolve into a freaking octopus? I'm not surprised I forgot about Remoraid at all, so he's pretty high up on this list. Alright, next up is Heracross, or more specifically, Mega Heracross. But Nady, there are even less Megas than there are Legendaries, so how could you forget about a Mega Pokemon? Simple. I don't think I've ever actually seen Mega Heracross used. Ever. I run Heracross quite regularly. He was on the MPA team I was an assistant coach for. I love running Mono Bug teams, and even when I don't run Mono Bug, Heracross is usually a Pokemon I bring along. I've been using Heracross for so long that I plain forgot about the Mega. Now, once I saw Mega Heracross, I remembered using him in whichever Generation 6 game he came out in, and I remember saying, oh my god, this is awful. And I put my Heracross Megastone in my bag and literally forgot about it. I'm sorry Heracross, I love you dearly, but your Mega is very forgettable. Now for anyone who watches a lot of my videos, I've actually mentioned forgetting this Pokemon before. In fact, he was the inspiration for this list. Qwilfish. A couple weeks ago, I booted up my copy of Pokemon Gold for the first time in probably close to 10 years, and I received a phone call about Qwilfish biting like crazy, and I thought to myself, holy crap, this is a Pokemon! How is this a Pokemon? Alright, I'll admit I was curious, so I looked it up, and since it being released, Qwilfish has been in at least one game of every generation except for Gen 7. How has it been in 16 games, and I can't remember ever having one, or finding one, or shiny hunting one, or anything about it? I'm sorry little pufferfish friend, but you are just plain forgettable to me. And the number one Pokemon I always forget about is Darmanitan. Yep, Darmanitan's on this list. Now, hear me out. I didn't necessarily forget about Darmanitan, more like a form of Darmanitan. I totally forgot about Zen Mode Darmanitan. See, when I was scrolling through all the Pokemon sprites, I had to pause, because Zen Mode was listed separately, and I thought to myself, holy crap, this is a thing I haven't seen in forever. For me, it's completely shocking that I missed this for so long. It's like forgetting that Ageless Lash has attack and defense form, or Shaman has normal and sky form. Besides in black and white when you see the statues outside in the desert, you never really come across a Zen Mode Darmanitan, and I had totally forgotten that it existed. And that's it, 10 Pokemon I always forget about. Making this list was incredibly hard. Even with 800 plus Pokemon out there now, I see so many Pokemon on a daily basis that usually when I see one, I can immediately remember a time that I've shiny hunted it, pulled it in a TCG pack, seen it in battle, or even just encountered it on a regular playthrough of the game, so narrowing it down to 10 was a very difficult task. As always, my friends, thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, you can always leave a like on it. If you want to see even more top 10s, then you can click that subscribe button. And I will catch you guys over on the next video.